I mean, the challenge for me in this business is actually selling the instruments. I want to keep most of them, you know. I'm really lucky being where I am and owning Dream Guitars. I do get to see everything. I really think this is going to be a long time guitar for me. I really love it, and when I'm writing and singing my songs, it fits. It sounds like me. Made for me by Jordan McConnell, who's not only a wonderful guitar maker, but a professional player. We just hit it off on a lot of levels musically. So when it came time for me to get another instrument, I knew that he could build what I was hearing in my head. Then over the years, I've had a number of guitars that have come in with rosewood necks. In particular, I had a few come in with solid Brazilian rosewood necks, which this one is. What it is mahogany is usually chosen because it's lighter weight and it's also very tough and doesn't warp. So rosewood's a little bit heavier, so you give up a little bit of weight or balance on the guitar, but the benefit is really, to me, very much added sustain. It resonates a lot. And one of the things I wanted this guitar was that lush, you know, you can hear how the notes linger and blossom and continue to go. And for my music, I wanted that. I knew I wanted that. It also feels really nice. It has a very natural feel. We didn't put any finish on it. It's just a little bit of oil. So it's a very earthy, nice feel. I just like it. The entire guitar I had done in just French polish. It's the polish that's been used on classical guitars forever and ever. And it's very thin. It's a very manually intensive process. It's put on many coats of it. It's a shellac, but the end result is it's very thin, very pliable, and sounds, to me, just sounds a little bit better than nitrocellulose or other common lacquers because it can be put on thinner. So it just tends to let more tone out. A lot of people don't like it because it's easy to scratch and it gets marred up, but I don't mind that. I think on guitars should be played and should be worn in, and my personal guitars always look like they've been played a little bit, and to me that's a good thing. I got turned on to fan frets a few years ago. If you think about harpsichords, pianos, lots of stringed instruments that are not fretted, the bass string is always longer. And that's for a very logical reason, to get more of a sonorous, big, resonant bass. So it helps just in sound. I think if you're going to play in low tunings in particular, you get a nice big bass sound and don't have to use necessarily a really big string. So this guitar is a bit unusual in that we customized it to 26¼ inch on the bass and 25.5 on the top. So the top is sort of like a standard modern guitar. The bass is longer. I play in about a dozen different tunings, many of them down around C or D. So very lower tunings, and the longer low string really helps with that. And I actually like the tension. I feel like it's more even tension from bass to treble. Whereas on a standard guitar, the trebles always seem a little bit tighter to me. This sort of evens it out by making the basses a little bit more taut, and then it balances. So it's very much a personal thing, but for me it works well. The top on this is it's a European spruce known as moon spruce, and moon spruce is just a European spruce, which is, you know, German or Italian, but they actually harvest it at the phase of the moon where all of the sap moves down into the lower portion of the tree. So when they harvest it, there's much less sap content in the wood itself. And again, I've just over the years had several come in with moon spruce tops, and all of them just had a little bit extra mojo. There's something special there. So when I had the chance to choose moon spruce for this one, I did. Clearly it makes sense that if there's less sap and less, you know, instability in the wood, then it's able to vibrate and resonate more efficiently. The inlay, clearly the Blue Ridge Parkway was part of the inspiration. I do a lot of motorcycling, so I love curvy, windy roads, and I've also been over to Europe and motorcycled a lot in the Alps. So Fion Arroyo, who actually lives here in Weaverville, North Carolina, and he's an illustrator, and I sent him some pictures of some roads that I just liked. And he came up with this concept, and it just really worked and really spoke to me. I typically don't do inlays on my guitars, but this guitar I really felt like, knowing Jordan so well, that it was going to be a long time keeper for me. So I did the inlay, and I'm really happy with it. And he drew it, and then we had Larry Robinson, who's one of the world's top inlay artists, do the actual inlay, and then Jordan, of course, put it on the instrument.